Welcome to week 4, Year 9s. Today we're going to continue with exercise 2D and we are trying to solve simple linear equations. Now, if you haven't done Friday's lesson, please go back and check out the video. For you to do this part, you'll need to understand Friday's part. So when we get to, Just one moment. When we get to this part, where we have more fractions involved, it's important to be able to distinguish two terms with the brackets and one big bracket term. All right, so these are common mistakes people make. They look similar, but they're actually very different. Remember, as always, with linear equations, we always have to write our acronym. BSA, BAS, DMI. All right, so we check off our equation. Do we have any brackets? No, there are no brackets involved. Do we have any addition terms? Yes, we do. The addition term here is the plus 1. So what we therefore do is we go 5x plus 1 equals 4, right? To get rid of this plus 1, on 2 plus 1, we throw it to the other side and we turn it into a negative. So here we've got 5x on 2 equals 4 take away 1. So essentially this got thrown to the other side and it's now the minus 1. So we know therefore 5x on 2 is going to equal, well, 4 take away 1 is 3. And now we've figured out, all right, there's no addition anymore because we got rid of the plus 1 term. We then look 5 times x on 2 equals 3. Do we have any subtraction? No, but we do have a division term. So right here, we've got the divide by 2. Well, we think to ourselves, the opposite of divide is times. So to get rid of this 2 on the left side, we have to times the right side by 2. So what we have is 5x equals 3. Right, and then we transfer this divide by 2, so this part here, we transfer it to the other side and we turn it the opposite. So the opposite of division is multiplication, and we'd say on the right side it's 5 times 2. We simplify this down and therefore we get 5x equals 6. And so this means our division is now eliminated. Do we have any multiplication? Yes, we do. Our multiplication here is what? Have a guess. If you guessed the 5, you are correct. So to get rid of this times 5 and to get x by itself, we have to do the opposite of times to the right side. So what's the opposite of times? If you guessed divide, well done. So on the right side now, what we're going to have is this 5 is going to transfer as division. So previously it was multiplication, we throw it to the other side, it turns into division. And then this is our answer, x equals 6 on 5, which is also equivalent to, what's that, 1.2? Yeah, 1.2 or 1 1/5. Okay, so either 3 of these are acceptable. Oh, voice crack. You go 6 divided by 5 in your calculator, you get the 1.2. So that's how you sort of figure that process out. All right, let's mark off this region and move on to the next. Once again, this example is slightly different to this. Who knows why? I did briefly mention it. If you said this is one big fraction and this is a fraction and another term, then you are correct. There's a slight catch here, but let's go through the process first. Do we have any brackets? No brackets. Do we have any addition terms? No. For this addition term to classify as an addition term, this plus needs to be separate like it is over here. So this plus 2 is attached to the whole division term. So this is really one big term. This here, there's two terms. There's a 5x on 2 and the plus 1. So here we can't actually take away 2 straight away because this isn't separate like the plus 1 is. All right, so we cross out the addition. This is one of the biggest common error. Please, please, please highlight this. Highlight these two comparisons. All right, do we have any subtraction terms? Nope. Do we have any division? Yes, we do. So here, our division is what? Who knows what? If you answered with 5, you are correct. So here we've got our division term. And to get rid of it on the left side, we need to throw it to the other side and times, because the opposite of division is times, and times the right side by 5. So notice how the division is now thrown to the other side and we inverse the operation. What that means now is, therefore we have, bit lag, 4x plus 2 equals 15. And now we can cross out the division term. With these slightly more complicated ones, we don't actually keep going with our original acronym. So this needs to be backtracked, because what we notice about the acronym is if we ever have an equation, doesn't matter what line of working, if there is an addition term by itself, okay, so we've got a plus 2, we have to get rid of this before we get to the multiplication. So basically, we restart this process in this situation here, because we can't get rid of the times 4 until we get rid of the plus 2, if that sort of makes sense. All right. The plus 2 in linear equations always needs to be gone before we get rid of any multiplication and division. All right. So here, what we have to do now is we backtrack a little bit and we look at the plus 2. If I can find it. We look at this plus 2 and we go 4x and equals 15, and we chuck this on the other side and we turn it into a minus 2 because that's the opposite of plus. What we then have is 4x equals 13. All right, that part equals 13. And so from here, now we get rid of the multiplication. So multiplication and division always comes last if there are plus minus terms by itself. Here, as we've seen on the left side, we've got our 4 times x. We have to get rid of the 4, and we do so by throwing it to the other side, and we put that as a division instead of a multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is going to be division. All right, here that's an acceptable answer, 13 on 4, or if you put it into your calculator, you'll get 3.25 or 3 1/4. All right, either 3 of these are acceptable. So let's jump to our questions. our questions. Hopefully you've done questions 1 and 2. So 1, 2, and 3 from Friday. Let's take a look at questions 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just do 4, 5, and 6. All right, every second again. Remember, if you have any questions, please post down below or send through an email. It is quite straightforward to do on Zoom. So we can always arrange a Zoom meeting of sorts if you're stuck. All right, so 4, 5, and 6, every second question. Let me know if you have any issues. Thanks, guys.